guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. A return subscriber, welcome back. In today's video, I'm just going to be talking about the reality with being a working mom and the balancing act that nobody really prepares you for. So that typical thing called work-life balance. Yes, so let's talk work-life balance. Like, it's a common phrase, you can call it cliche, everybody's using that term. What does it actually mean? And how are we taking that into account on a daily basis in our daily lives? So you know the phrase work-life balance, honestly, sometimes it feels like a joke to me. No, in all honesty, it feels like a total joke. Like work-life balance, because if you're a working mom, work-life balance feels less like a perfectly balanced scale and more like a circus act, juggling flaming torches while riding a unicycle and someone yelling "what's dinner" in the background. No, moms will definitely relate. In fact, parents in general will relate. I really want to talk about the balancing act that no one really prepares us for as working moms. So if you're not a working mom, or you're not a mom or a parent, this is your cue. Exit the room. We'll wait. Joking, come on. If this is of interest to you, please stay and watch till the end, because I promise you tips, nuggets. So let's start with work, because honestly, work doesn't care if your toddler woke up at 2 a.m. and struggled to go back to sleep. Work still definitely wants those reports, it wants those receipts, it wants the emails, it wants the presentation at XYZ time. And somehow we show up, and we show up tired, we show up stressed, we show up drained anyway, but we still show up. And sometimes I laugh when my friends say, or people around me just say, just block your calendar for focus time. Sis, my real focus time is at 10 p.m. After 10 p.m. that is, when everybody else is asleep and I can finally hear my own thoughts. Now fast forward to kids. The full-time job on top of a full-time job. I mean, beautiful chaos. Kids, they don't necessarily care about your deadlines. They care that their sandwich is cut into squares and not triangles, or into triangles and not square. They care that the measurement is equal between what child A gets and what child B gets. They care that you sit on the floor and play with them even when you have 57 unread emails. And for me, as I continue to live through this, my reality and my perception is that being a mom essentially means the ability to switch between professional mode and mommy mode in split seconds. 1 minute you're on Zoom nodding seriously and presenting, and the next minute you're off camera wiping peanut butter off your child's face. So let's throw in marriage into the mix for a minute, because when we're balancing between work and kids, it's so easy for your partner to get the very little energy that's left of you, which, if we're being honest, it's almost none, sometimes not significant. Some of you say, how about date nights, how about movie nights and all that? Great idea in theory. In reality, it's Netflix, it's pajamas, with both of us falling asleep 15 minutes in. But really, the truth is, even those moments matter. And I know even some of us struggle to even make time for those moments. I, for one, I know the past few months have been crazy. Like, I could literally feel my mental health like going down, just because by the time you're trying to finish up deadlines, you're also trying to sort out the kids, and it's not one, it's two toddlers, and then once they're asleep, you're trying to do laundry, you're trying to get them ready for school the next day, you're trying to pack up their things, you're trying to clean the house, you're trying to freshen up yourself and all that stuff. Before you know it, you're like super tired and you barely even have time for anything else. I've lived that, trust me, and it's crazy, and it could take a toll on your relationship, not to talk of your marriage. But the truth is, those little moments actually do matter, and they count, because marriage after kids is less about grand gestures, but more so about those little moments, teamwork, that joint support, that partnership. It's about giving each other grace, and most importantly, laughing together about how tired we are and how stressed we are. No, seriously. And then there's me and you. Remember you, the person who used to have hobbies, who used to love baking, who used to love taking ourselves out for very nice fancy male who used to love taking walks, who used to love traveling spontaneously, yeah, you're still there somewhere. She's still here somewhere. And I'll tell you for a fact, self-care as a working mom and wife looks hella different. Sometimes it's a 5-minute shower with the door locked. Sometimes it's just the ability to eat your snacks all to yourself without sharing. And sometimes it's scrolling through your phone in silence while everybody thinks you're doing chores. The truth is, it's hard to put yourself on the list when everyone else needs feels more urgent. But here's the thing, my friend, you can't pour from an empty cup. And if I've learned nothing this past months, I've learned just that. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Cannot. Even just the smallest breaks, it can refill you. And all through all of this, the guilt sneaks in. It finds its way in. For instance, like when you're at work, you feel bad for not being with the kids. Even at drop-off, I go to drop off my kids, and every day, every single day, I kid you not, I'm always second guessing, like, am I choosing work over my kids? Forgetting the fact that you also have to earn a living to give them a comfortable life. But still, I see them, I see how they grow and how fast they're growing, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm wasting all this time at work when I would rather be with them. And then on the flip side, when you're spending a lot of time with your kids, you're also feeling bad that you're not on top of work. You're not giving it your all. As an achiever, or an overachiever rather, I can't help but think that, especially even with my content. Since starting up this content, I've said to myself, I want to be consistent. I want to keep being consistent. I need to grow this channel and things like that. But I've struggled. And quite frankly, I'm not shy to say it. I have struggled. It's been a struggle. Like you guys, since my last long form video was last year, it's been 6 months now. I have struggled. But that notwithstanding, my mind is there. And I'm consistently doing the little things that I can do gradually, slowly but surely. But here's what I'm learning in all of this. Guilt is normal. And it only means you care. And it doesn't mean you're failing. Never that. It simply just means you're human. And you're trying to give your best in every direction. To be candid, that's more than enough. I don't see what else you could possibly give. So yeah, work-life balance isn't this perfect picture-ready thing. No, never that. Far from it. It's messy. It's exhausting. And some days it feels like you're failing everywhere. But here's the truth. You're not failing. You're just showing up. You are showing up. Every deadline you meet, every meal you put together, every bedtime story you read, even when you're tired, that's balance. Every time you stop and kiss your partner, every time you give your partner a quick hug, even in the middle of making dinner, that's something. And that's balance. Not necessarily perfect balance, but the kind that actually matters the most. Because at the end of the day, balance really isn't about having it all figured out. If we did, there wouldn't be a need for balance, if you get what I mean. It's really just, for me, making it work day by day. And if you're already doing that, kudos to you. You're doing great. And I'll end that on that note. So if you're a working mom, if you can relate to this, you have any guidance or advice to give on how to better navigate this thing called work-life balance, please do well to leave it in the comment section. I'll be very excited to read from you guys. I really want us to learn and share, learn from each other and share, because man, there was no guide, there still isn't any guide. So we're all just navigating, and the only people we can learn from is ourselves. So please leave a comment. I'll be curious to know what has been the hardest thing about balance for you. What has been the hardest part of your balancing act thus far? I'd really love to know. Let's all remind each other that we're not alone in this. And on that note, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Take care. Good night. God bless. Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies.